Hey friends, it's Ashley and today I'm here to share a layout with you for Citrus Twist kits using the new June Explore mini kit, the Digital Travelers notebook papers, and the half screens cut file. So I'm going to get started on my layout and I'm going to go ahead and punch out my photos. I crop these into circles around the size of 2.75 inches and I'm using my 3-inch hole punch to cut these out because I wanted to have that little border of white around it. I like to do that a lot of times if I'm using square or rectangle photos. So this is a way that you can do it if you're using circle photos. Now I'm going to get started with the cut file, and I printed those Digital Travelers Notebooks paper on some matte photo paper that I get from Amazon. And I just did 4 different colors. The colors of the papers really matched the colors in my photos. So I grabbed a green, yellow, blue, and pink. And I didn't need the full size, so I just cropped those down so I could fit all 4 of the colors on one piece of paper. And then I just cut the cut file from white paper and I'm going to back it here with the papers. And so I'm just getting the placement. I'm going to use glossy accents to add my adhesive to the back of this. It has a small little nozzle, so it's easy to add it when you're using thin cut files like this. So I'm just going to finish that one there and get that trimmed up. Sometimes I have a little bit of overlap, so I can just go back and trim those pieces away after I've got it put together. And so you can kind of see how those are going to be laid out. So I've got all of those finished off camera. And now I'm just going to use my roller adhesive to add these to the sides of the page. And I'm just lining them up right along the edge of the left and right side of the page. Kind of offsetting them. One I put a little further toward the top, and then this one I'm putting a little further toward the bottom, just to kind of create a diagonal across the page. Now I'm going to start adding my photos, and I want this just to kind of flow across both sides of the layout. So I am going to have some pieces that overlap here across both sides. And I'm just placing those where I can cut without cutting into any of the people in the photos. I don't mind doing this if it's not cutting through somebody's face. If it's just cutting through background, then I don't mind cutting it apart and having it go across both sides here. So I'm just going to get that one done, and then I can go back with my 1-hole punch and get those holes punched out that it covered up, and go ahead and get everything in place there. Then I'm going to add my title. I liked the way that this photo came out with the putting green and then having this white puffy alpha. So I'm going to add the title Mini Golf right here across this. I really like how it stands out on that green background. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all the letters there. And I like to use the little tweezers to get these in place. It just makes it a lot easier than trying to use your fingers, because sometimes you can't really see where you're placing them. So this gives you a lot easier way to see where they are going. And I kind of use my photo, the lines in my photo, to get those lined up straight. Now I'm going to go through the ephemera and pick out some pieces. Like I said, I want this to kind of flow across the page. So I'm initially seeing if there are any things that kind of match the theme of my layout. So there were some little geotags that I thought would be cute. Since this is kind of like exploring, traveling type layout. We were on vacation, so these kind of go with that theme. So I'm going to use 2 of these right here just to kind of embellish and pop up to get some dimension on these little geotags. So I just put 2 of those near my photos. And initially I was not going to use any of the flowers, but I decided to grab some of those flowers out in just a minute to kind of fill in space across the layout, because I didn't want this to kind of go from one side to the other, and I felt like I needed some more things to fill in some of that white space. So I did grab out a pink, a yellow, and a blue flower, and I kind of placed those in a visual triangle around the layout, just to help guide your eye around the page. And I liked having the 3 different colors because it adds some variety to the layout also. And I kind of used a little bit of everything from the kit. There are some puffy stickers, some chipboard stickers, the ephemera, and then of course the little alphas. So I kind of go through and take pieces out from each one of these to embellish the layout, just to get those different dimensions and texture on the page. I always love the little puffy stickers. They're always really cute. And I liked the little talk bubble that added some black for some contrast. And then there were also some circle embellishments on the puffy sticker sheet. So I thought those would be kind of perfect to add to the center of those cut files, just for some extra embellishment there. So I'm still kind of going through and figuring out what I can put in cluster areas. And I did want to add some center pieces to the other cut file pieces also. So I'm kind of trying to look and see like what would go. The other puffy sticker circles didn't really fit word wise. So I grabbed a couple of other ones that I could put there in the center of those. And then the puffy sticker sheet also has these cute little kind of cross or star shapes. And I wanted to kind of put those scattered across diagonally to match that flow of the layout. So I just go through and grab a bunch of different colors of those to put in throughout the layout, just to go with that kind of flow that's going on the page. And once I get all of those done, I'm going to add my journaling. I just typed this up in Adobe Illustrator and printed it on some vellum sticker paper. And it kind of completes the layout, filling in that space right there below my middle photo. And it just kind of finishes that kind of diagonal look that's going across the page. So I really liked it placed right there. And I always like to add my date with one of my date stamps. So I just go ahead and put that there. And then I did go back and look for a couple of other embellishments. I liked the little flip-flops since we were at the beach, so that was kind of perfect. And then the longer black one to kind of balance out the black talk bubble on the other side. So that will finish up my project today. I'll link up the products that I used in the description box, so make sure you check those out if you're interested in any of the products I used. Thanks so much for watching today, and if this is your first time to my channel, I would love for you to become a new subscriber. I look forward to seeing you next time.